Hey, history hunters, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, and today we're diving deep into a story shrouded in whispers, a tale of courage, defiance, and secrets that still echo through time. We're talking about Gabriel Prosser's 1800 slave rebellion in Virginia, a moment that shook the very foundations of early America. Forget the dusty textbooks. We're uncovering the hidden truths, the mysteries that many history books leave out. Get ready to have your perception of this pivotal event completely transformed. Let's get hunting. Now, when you picture a leader of a slave rebellion in the 1800s, what comes to mind? You might think of someone driven purely by raw emotion, a desperate cry for freedom. And while that was certainly a part of it, with Gabriel Prosser, there was so much more. This wasn't just a man with a hammer, he was a man with a mind. Imagine him in the dim light of his blacksmith's forge, not just shaping metal, but shaping ideas. He was highly literate, a rare and dangerous trait for an enslaved person at the time. Think about it. Access to the written word was power, a window to worlds beyond the plantation. It's believed he was deeply familiar with the Bible, a source of both spiritual solace and stories of liberation. But his intellectual horizons stretched even further. Consider the whispers carried across the Atlantic, the fiery success of the Haitian Revolution, where enslaved people rose up and defeated their French oppressors. Imagine the hope that spark ignited in Gabriel's heart. And then there was the French Revolution, with its radical ideas of liberty and equality. These weren't just distant events, they were sparks that fueled his own revolutionary fire. Gabriel's rebellion wasn't just a desperate act. It was a calculated ideological stand for freedom, inspired by the great movements of his time. Now get this, Gabriel's plan wasn't just about escaping bondage. It was audacious, almost unbelievable in its scope. Picture Richmond, the capital of Virginia, a symbol of power in the early republic. Gabriel's vision was to seize this very heart of the state. His strategy was bold. Capture Governor James Monroe, hold him hostage, and then, get this, negotiate directly with none other than Thomas Jefferson, the author of the Declaration of Independence. Can you imagine the sheer audacity? An enslaved man demanding terms from the President of the United States? This wasn't a simple uprising. It was a strategic military operation, meticulously planned. It speaks volumes about Gabriel's intelligence and his belief in the possibility of a different future. This wasn't just about running away. It was about fundamentally changing the power structure. The night the rebellion was set to erupt, fate intervened in a way that still sends shivers down the spines of historians. Out of nowhere, a violent torrential storm descended upon Richmond. Roads turned into rivers. Bridges became impassable. The carefully laid plans were instantly thrown into chaos. Imagine the scene. The rebels ready to march, their hopes high, only to be met by a furious downpour that seemed to come from the heavens itself. For many, both then and now, this sudden storm felt like more than just bad luck. Some whispered of divine intervention, a sign of God's wrath against the rebellion. Others saw it as a shield, protecting the established order. But could it have been simply a tragic twist of fate? A random act of nature that inadvertently altered the course of history? The truth remains elusive, adding a layer of profound mystery to the story. Was it chance, or was there a greater force at play? What do you think? Official accounts at the time spoke of around 1,000 enslaved people involved in Gabriel's planned rebellion. But dig a little deeper, and you'll find whispers of a much larger network. Some historians now believe that the true number could have been closer to 3,000 or even more. Think about the logistics of organizing such a massive undertaking in secret. It suggests a sophisticated web of communication and trust among the enslaved community. But it wasn't just enslaved people. There are hints, fragments of evidence suggesting the involvement of free black individuals and even sympathetic poor white people who believed in the cause of liberation. Imagine these clandestine meetings, hushed conversations in the dead of night, the forging of alliances across racial lines in the shared desire for freedom. This wasn't just a rebellion of the enslaved. It was a potentially broader movement for social change. hidden beneath the surface of official history. Tragically, the carefully laid plans were ultimately undone by betrayal. Two enslaved men, Pharaoh and Tom, revealed the plot to the authorities. But here's where the mystery deepens. Why did they do it? What compelled them to betray their fellow freedom seekers? Were they offered a reward, a promise of better treatment? Did they genuinely fear the potential bloodshed and the consequences of a failed rebellion? Or were there other, more complex reasons that remain lost to time? We can only speculate. Imagine the internal conflict these men must have faced. Their actions had devastating consequences, leading to the swift and brutal suppression of the rebellion and the execution of its leaders. The motives of Pharaoh and Tom remain a haunting question mark in this historical drama. After the rebellion was thwarted, Gabriel managed to evade capture for weeks. He was a wanted man, a symbol of fear for the slave-owning class. Logic would dictate that he would try to flee as far as possible, to disappear and seek safety. But then, something utterly unexpected happened. Gabriel returned to the very city where he knew he would likely be caught. Richmond. Why? What drove him to take such a monumental risk? Was it a sense of loyalty to his comrades who had already been captured? Was it an act of defiance, a refusal to be seen as a coward? Or was there some other, perhaps more personal reason that compelled him to return to the lion's den? His decision remains a powerful and perplexing aspect of his story, a testament to a spirit that refused to be broken, even in the face of certain death. Here's a detail that's truly fascinating. Historians have uncovered evidence suggesting that Gabriel's followers used blacksmith marks and forged metal pieces as a secret code. Think about it. As a skilled blacksmith, Gabriel was fluent in this visual language. Imagine these seemingly ordinary tools and pieces of metal carrying hidden messages, signaling locations, timing, and even the identities of those involved in the conspiracy. It was a language hidden in plain sight, understood only by those within the rebellion. This adds another layer of sophistication to their planning, a testament to their ingenuity and resourcefulness in the face of oppression. It's like discovering a secret chapter written in the very tools of their trade. Even though Thomas Jefferson publicly espoused the ideals of liberty and equality, Gabriel's rebellion deeply shook him. It exposed the inherent contradiction within the young nation, the fervent belief in freedom coexisting with the brutal reality of slavery. The rebellion had a profound and arguably negative impact on the lives of enslaved people. Instead of leading to greater freedoms, it triggered a tightening of laws and restrictions. Fearful of future uprisings, white authorities made it harder for black people, both free and enslaved, to gather, to learn, or to exercise any semblance of autonomy. Gabriel's fight for freedom, though ultimately unsuccessful in its immediate aim, inadvertently contributed to the hardening of the institution of slavery in the years that followed. It serves as a stark reminder of the complex and often tragic consequences of resistance against deeply entrenched power. After his execution by hanging, the story of Gabriel takes another mysterious turn. His body was never officially buried or recovered. Imagine that. A man who led a rebellion that shook the nation, and his final resting place remains unknown. Some believe he was buried in an unmarked grave, his memory intentionally erased by those in power. Others speculate that his remains were secretly hidden by his followers, perhaps to prevent his burial site from becoming a place of pilgrimage and a symbol of resistance. The disappearance of Gabriel's body adds a poignant layer to his story, a physical manifestation of the attempts to suppress his legacy. It's as if they wanted to erase him completely from the historical record. Despite the tragic end and the attempts to erase his memory, Gabriel Prosser's spirit of resistance has endured. From the civil rights movement to contemporary struggles for justice, his courage and defiance have served as an inspiration for those fighting for freedom and equality. Think about it. A man who dared to dream of a different world, who risked everything for the chance to be free. While his name may not be as widely known as some other historical figures, his story is slowly resurfacing, particularly within Black history circles. Gabriel Prosser's rebellion is a powerful reminder that the fight for freedom is a long and arduous one, often marked by sacrifice and setbacks. But his story also offers a message of hope, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit to resist oppression and to strive for a more just world. So, history hunters, what do you make of Gabriel Prosser's story? What mysteries resonated with you the most? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into a little-known but incredibly important piece of history, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the History Hunt for more fascinating stories from the past. Until next time, keep digging.